What is up, tubers? Welcome back to my channel. This is Joey, looking today to, along what I've been saying all along, is we're going to do some live trading. So today what we're going to do is live trading strategy, and we're going to test it live. The strategy that we're using is the MACD crossover below 0 and above the 200 EMA. I've seen many back tests that have shown it as a 60% or more win rate. I am going to show you how to set up a scan to actually find the entry points. We are going to be setting up a 2-to-1 buy sell OCO template so that we can jump into the trade right away with our 2-to-1 buy ratio. We're going to be doing live trading demos, so I'm actually going to be trading. And then we will look at our end of day results and see what it looks like. So let's jump right into it. All right, so we have our 200 EMA set up here, which is the blue line. We have our MACD set up with, I like to have the little arrows for, to look at the crossover and to see, what we're looking at here. So we have our basic setup. Before I get into the scan, let's set up our template for actual buying. And the first thing we're going to do is right click anywhere on the screen here. I'm going to right click and we are going to buy a custom, and we are going to OCO bracket. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is left to right, top to bottom, is we want to set our buy rate. Since we are just testing here, I'm just going to set it as $50. And I'm also going to click the little balls here, and we are going to go to minus 100% when we sell, and minus 100% also when we sell. So we want this percent, 100, and we're going to the actual amount. In this case, will be 50 since we are just testing it. Over here, I am going to set this as a market. We want to get into the market right away at the best possible rate. We are here going to go to trigger, and the trigger is going to be when we reach let's go to percent, when we reach a 2%, which is our 2-to-1, so 2% gain, it's going to sell, or trigger, let's go to percent, or a minus 1% loss, it will sell right away. So that's our 2-to-1 ratio. And what we are going to do then is I am going to save this. If you go down here, save custom order template, I am going to, let's just give this a name. Just so it's top and front, I put a couple ticks in front, and let's just go $50 test buy, and we are going to 2-to-1 ratio. Okay, now we have our template all set up. So what that is going to do for us is when we are ready to buy is we're just going to right click. We're going to go buy custom. And here is our $50 test buy 2-to-1 ratio. And that's going to bring up our test buy. All right, so let's set up our scan. We are looking for, I just have volume right now. It's still earlier in the morning. I usually like to have volume at 1 million or more. Right now it's still a little early in the markets, and the close I like to have as $1 to $50. You can set that up however you want. We are going to add our filters right now. These are going to be steady filters. We're going to have 3 of them, so I am just going to, well, actually we can do more, do several in one. We are doing the 5-minute time frame, and we are going to edit this now. Click on the little pen. Going to delete that, and let's add our condition. So we're going to put in the MACD condition of, for the MACD study is MACD value crosses above study MACD average. Okay, so that's the first part of it. Now we want this cross to be below the 0 line, so we're going to add the condition, and we are going to go study MACD is going to, all right, let me think here for a minute again. I'm having a brain freeze. So actually, we want the MACD value to be less than, I'm just going to go price. excuse me, not price. I'm just going to choose one of these so I can get back to the main screen, and we want it to be value, okay? So the value is 0 because we want it to be below the 0 line, the crossover. So as long as the value line is below 0, that crossover is going to be taking place below 0. Okay, and then the next part is we want it to be above the 200 moving average. So what we're going to do is we're going to do price. Whenever you think of price, remember candle. So candle, price, close. So the candle close or the price close is greater than, we're going to do study. We're going to do moving AVG exponential, and we want it to be 200. We save that, and okay. So all of our criteria is here. Let's do a scan, and let's see what comes up here. Remember, we're in the 5-minute time frame. Well, it's scanning. Okay, we've got a couple that popped up here. Okay, let's check AMCR HYZN. Normally, I detach this and have it on a separate screen, but so you can see it, I'm just leaving it here. So let's take a quick look at AMCR. Enter. All right, so it is having a crossover below the 0 line, and it is in the process of crossing. So we are going to wait till this candle actually finishes. Looks like we're on the 5-minute time frame, so it looks like here in 13 seconds this should finish. So I'm going to prepare. I am going to buy custom again. Here is my template, 2-to-1 ratio. And then I am waiting to confirm and to send until we see what happens here. And it looks like we are still waiting. We want to wait till this actually finishes before we purchase. So I don't know why we are at the 10:20. Okay, there we go. All right, finished. Let's confirm and send. Send. And there we are. We are at the 1% loss. It'll trigger a loss sell or a 2% win rate, and it'll automatically sell at a 2%. So that's as easy as that. I am going to, throughout the day here, I'm going to make several of these trades, doing it just like what we saw here, and I will come back again and we will see how we are doing here later. So stand by. All right, we are back and it is the end of the day. We're going to see how we did. These are the orders that I put in for the day, and this is the result, the P&L for the day. Just ignore these. It was some monkeying around I was doing earlier, but you can see 1% of the $50 is right around that 50 cents. So you can see these in parentheses are the losses, and down here where was a gain, I also had a gain in one of these. So I'm going to show you here a little bit more in detail the results, and this may or may not be surprising for you, but we had a total completed trades for the day of 13. We only had 2 winners and 11 losers for a win rate of around 15% and a lose rate of around 85%. Now it's even worse than that, because if you look down here, these are the trades that had not yet completed at the end of the day. You can see a couple trades were already pretty close to bottoming out at our -1%, and we had a lot in the negative, and there was only one that was in the positive that we ended in the positive at the end of the day. So it may have been, or probably would have been, much worse than this, but this is how we ended up. Again, we used the standard MACD. We used the MACD cross below the 0 line, and we used the 200 moving average. We only took trades that were above the 200 moving average, and you see many back testers online. This is a very popular MACD indicator, very popular indicator, showing 60% or above, and you can see we did not show, not even close. Terrible. This is live trading. This was taking the trade as it was going. It wasn't back testing. Now, the reason I did this is not necessarily to scare you. Well, in a way I wanted to scare you, just to show you that back testing online and actual application in live trading are totally different. So a couple things to take from that is the MACD is actually it is a very good indicator, and you can be profitable with MACD, but there are some other things that we have to consider. You know, was there a bad market for the day? Do we need to lower our ratio to 1 to 5? Or did we pick stocks that were on a downswing? Should we have used more indicators? Did we pick low volume stocks? There wasn't a lot of volume. That could be part of it. Do we need to use a different time frame? You know, 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour. These are some questions that you can ask yourself, and I'm just kind of walking through this to kind of take you through kind of the mindset as you develop some of your strategies. Or a strategy is to not just look online at back testing, but actually do some testing in a live market with very little amount of money, so that when you have a loss like this, you're not losing a lot of money, but you're kind of generating knowledge. So the next thing that we're going to do is in my next video is we're going to take a look at some of these things. We're going to break down exactly what happened here. Why didn't we get the 60% or above win ratio? And also we're going to kind of learn how to research a strategy and to refine it so that we can become profitable, because obviously this was definitely not profitable. We were going to lose money, and we did lose money. Luckily, I just kept it at a minimum. Was only doing $50 at a time, losing 50 cents per trade. So it wasn't, we didn't blow up our account. That's the main thing. We don't want to blow up our account. So stay tuned for the next video. We'll take this a little bit further. We're going to break it down, and we're going to refine this, and we're going to continue to work towards making the MACD indicator profitable by looking at a little bit more information. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.